Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are looking at 131st verse, and that was we saw that was the last one we saw, and there it is talking just like the sun is unaffected by the day and night. The gold is unaffected by the form or no form. The water is unaffected by the appearance, manifestation or unmanifestation of the wave. The space is unaffected by the appearance of the creation and disappearance of the creation. Space remains the same, exactly the same way. We have to recognize that we are the one in whose presence knowledge and ignorance is coming and going. In fact, both are not worthy of our attention, neither the knowledge nor the ignorance. And in this manner, the knowledge and the ignorance, both our thoughts, are illumined by this pure consciousness. Which pure consciousness? That I am in essence. Thus, when the self takes the position of a seer and sees the object, he comes to embrace himself. This is what we have to practice. And what is that? From the thoughts come to be the I. From the I come to be the witness of all the thoughts. And once you are there, then what happens? That you don't have to worry about. Why? The moment you come to be the witness, that is its nature of the witness. It will go back to its original nature. The witnessing will the witness by nature will come to abide in itself. See, witnessing means what? If we want to use these words, the sun is witnessing the day and night. But has the sun forgotten himself? No. This is only a language, because from sun's point of view, there is no day and night. Exactly the same thing. When you come to be the witness, we say we are aware of the thoughts coming and going. All that is childish initially. If you are really the witness, you will fall back into your essential nature. And when that happens, the vision transforms. When that happens, there is only oneness. When that happens, everything is divine. Then to say everything is also a wrong. In this way, whenever, we'll just read this and then go to the next. In this way, whenever there is a transaction of knowledge and ignorance, whenever knowledge and ignorance embrace each other and function together, the drashta is born, meaning the seer is born. In fact, the infinite consciousness, when does it become a seer? When does it, if we want to say it in this manner, when does it fall down to become a witness? Only when there is. Yeah, say.
When it gives attention to.
Witness does not give attention. Witness is udaseena bhav and disinterested. He is just with himself. We can only appreciate with words. We have to get there to actually know. So witness is always with reference to witnessed. So that is falling down. Remember, this is the Abhay Mudra. For some reason you forget it. Then this fellow is watching, but he has not become identified with what he is watching. So he is the witness of that, and this is the witnessed. Then further falling down, this fellow either gives attention or is sucked by some fantastic object and then loses his peace of mind after that and starts living as an individual, starts going through joys and sorrows, starts going through likes and dislikes. But when he's a witness, does he go through joys and sorrows, likes and dislikes? No. He's unaffected by the two. Because the whole objective world is nothing but a pair of opposites. Catch that. The whole objective world is a pair of opposites. And both are complementary to each other. Both are the opposites are coexisting with each other. As if the ignorance is patting the back of knowledge and the knowledge is patting the back of ignorance. Acha, I will only do little bit. I don't, because if ignorance is not there, there is no need of knowledge. And both are temporary also. So all duality is temporary, all duality is coexisting, all duality is complementary to each other, and I have got nothing to do with all these, with duality. Dekho maja? See? In the example of the snake and the rope, the jnanam that there is something, this jnana lakshanam is covered by the ajnana lakshanam of I do not know what it is. This is the example of snake and the rope is taken. You are seeing the rope, you feel that there is something, but what is it? I don't know. Just like sometimes we want to remember something. I know, but it's not coming on the tip of my tongue, it's not coming out. But I know. But I don't know what it is. Are you stupid? Either say I don't know, but we don't speak that way. Again, when one thinks that perhaps it is a snake, it is jnanam existing under the cover of ignorance. So, if the knowledge is contrary to what actually is, if the knowledge is contrary to what actually is, that it is a snake, in my mind it is knowledge. But actually, that knowledge is born out of ignorance. It is jnanam existing under the cover of or embrace of ignorance. And the same existence which is appearing to be other than I starts coming towards me as an object of knowledge. And then that same snake starts coming towards me to bite me or comes and grabs the imagination of my mind, and then all hell breaks loose. Imagine the height of superimposition, that first I did not see what is, then I superimposed on it what is not, then start giving it life. My mind is giving that inert rope a status of life, and imagining that rope which is imagined as snake, a rope on which the snake is superimposed, that snake is coming towards me and it has bitten me, and now I am having symptoms of a snake bite. My God. And this is not only in case of snake. This is just one stark example, but every interaction that is taking place in our life objectively is exactly the same. I don't see the woman, I see the mother. I don't see the woman, I see the daughter. I don't see the man, I see the husband or a father or whatever. I see the pillow, I cannot sleep without my pillow. I see the body, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. I cannot imagine an existence without the body. We have to get out of this. And that's what is being in the pure consciousness, there are no thoughts. See, once we are the witness, if witness does not mean look at the one wave, look at the other wave, look at the third wave, and not be disturbed by it. That is how we understand it. But when you are truly a witness and zero value is given to the objects that are coming towards you, then there will be disinterestedness, and the outward movement, attention of the eye, because he is not getting attached to any thought, he is not getting attached to any stimuli at the mental or the sensory level. When this fellow is totally disengaged from these, then he is the witness. And the moment he is the witness, it's not that he is the witness for a long time. If you imagine that you are the witness for a long time, then that will be your experience. Because you have to recognize that witnessing consciousness, which is not going outwards, it is settled in itself, is itself the truth. If it is not engaged, if this fellow is not engaged with any of these, where is the question of thought? The I needs an object to relate. If there is no object for it to relate, the witness immediately goes back. And this happens between two thoughts. This happens between two breaths. This happens when you go to sleep. This happens when you wake up in the morning. Catch yourself. Catch yourself. In the pure consciousness, there are no thoughts, but it is abode, the womb of knowledge and ignorance, which is nothing but thoughts. It is the womb. Witnessing consciousness is not a consciousness. Here it is very limited. I am showing one finger separate to other three fingers. But this witnessing consciousness is all that there is. Water is all that there is. In the womb of the water, all the waves are coming and going, manifesting and unmanifesting. Exactly the same way, in the womb of the witnessing consciousness is not separate. Just like, because I gave this example, now you will think witnessing consciousness is separate from the thoughts. No, witnessing consciousness is that from that disposition, it is not available to any thoughts. A thought can arise only if I gives attention to a thought, to an object. Otherwise, a thought cannot arise. For a thought, remember the genesis of it. For a thought, there needs to be the subject, the I, object, and the instrument of knowledge. If this I has separated itself, how can a thought appear? Object cannot appear by itself. It needs the I in order for it to appear as a thought in the mind. And don't stop there. That thought then expresses as the object outside the world. So we are straight away the whole thing collapses. That means the mind collapses. But at this stage, there is no vritti jnanam, that is jnanam without a knower. Jnata. Now the pure consciousness expands as the knower and the known. From the point of initiation, the bindu, the object known, is cognized in the form of nada, and from there the different kalas or forms are manifested. We are talking about how that one is appearing as many. So that one, the pure consciousness, one level down, witnessing consciousness, one level down, that witnessing consciousness, which is the womb of everything. Another word for it will be Brahmaji. Brahmaji cannot be the sleeper. He cannot be the sleeper. He is the samadhistha purusha. That witnessing conscious then itself bifurcates into knower and the known, jnata and nyaya. And that's what is told here. Jnata, now the pure consciousness, from the point of initiation, the bindu, the object, is cognized in the form of nada. The moment the object is about to appear, or objectivity is about to appear, meaning the knower and known are about to happen, that point is called the bindu. And that bindu then expands into the kalas, the variety. What is that variety? The whole world. Of the whole world of variety. So it is that one pure consciousness alone. The whole, as we have come down to the world, it's that pure consciousness alone expressing as everything. But we have forgotten that, and therefore we are struggling. Kalas or forms are manifested. In this way, the same consciousness manifests as seer and seen, and the whole plurality is experienced. In this manner, the total waters, the infinite waters, manifest as the ocean and the waves, the knower and the known, and what is the difference? The ocean is unaffected by the known. And in our case, we are affected by the known. We are trapped by the known. We are enslaved by the known. We are shackled by the known. And therefore, we are suffering. Ocean doesn't suffer. The same consciousness manifests as seer and seen, and the whole plurality is experienced. When we come out of the deep sleep plane of consciousness, we become conscious of our being. I just told you, one of the point is before going to sleep and after coming out, when you wake up in the morning. When you go to sleep, your mind is naturally empty and you are awake before going to sleep. Just the last few moments before going to sleep, you're awake. Mind is empty. When you wake up in the morning, it's more clear, because at night the pull of the sleep is very powerful. But when you wake up, you're awake. There also the sleep is powerful. The sleep is pulling you back in and you are to wake up. But both these points, while going to sleep and waking up in the morning, while you are lying in the bed, you know you are awake and your body is just sitting there, lying there. Nothing is moving. Catch that moment every day. It will be helpful. When we come out of the deep sleep plane of consciousness, we become conscious of our being. That is the point. Early in the morning or while going to sleep. But we disregard it. Why? Because our attention is on sleep. Why? Our attention is on catching the train after waking up. But if you give yourself 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, stay there without going back to sleep. Remain awake. Remain still. This is called conscious shavasana. This is the creation of the mind. Meaning, then the mind itself bifurcates as slowly. It's empty when you wake up. First, the thought of the breath will come. Your attention will go to the breath. Oh, I'm breathing. Then the attention will go on the position of the body. Are you lying on the left side or the right side or on the back or on the tummy or upside down? inside the bed, outside the bed, then you will feel whether the duna is on you or the blanket is on you, is it cold or it is warm, etc. I'm breaking down the experience. This is the creation of the mind. The dichotomy of the subject and object is formed. Initially, the mind is empty when you wake up. Slowly, starting from the thought of the breath, to the thought of the body, to the thought of the temperature, to the thought of what you have to do, and slowly, too many thoughts come and fill up your mind. But what is that thought? That thought, first it was empty and you were conscious of that emptiness. Then that consciousness, emptiness करके कोई चीज नहीं है. When we say mind was empty, there was nothing. What is emptiness? Have you ever seen it? No. You were only there when you woke up. You are aware of your own being. And that awareness itself, aware of your own, that pure consciousness, that awareness itself, then starts appearing as subject and object. Thoughts start appearing in the mind without the dichotomy. Dichotomy means appearance of the two, one appearing as two. It starts appearing as subject and object, aham and idam. Aham is always one, idam are many, that is many, and the whole drama begins. But what is that aham and idam? Aham and idam is nothing but that pure consciousness. See, we are studying Kashmiri Shaivism. Here there is no question of neti. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. That is, we take that in the neti and the anvaya. Neti is exclusion, anvaya is inclusion. In Kashmiri Shaivism, it is Ishvara Advayavad, where it is shown that one pure consciousness alone is everything. So you cannot run away from anything in this world. You have to divinize the whole world. I correct my statement. You cannot divinize the whole world. It is your own expression. It is the expression of the pure consciousness. How it is the expression of pure consciousness? Then there are different theories. One is through Maya. One is how we are showing it here. Another place from the speech of the divine Om, then Om became all the aspects of the creation. So there are different ways of putting it across. So here he says, this is the creation, the dichotomy of the subject-object is formed. Dvaita takes shape in the form of the individuality. So before it was pure consciousness, then it was witnessing consciousness, then it became the knower and the known. Then that knower, as long as the knower is not under the influence of the known, he is okay. But if the knower comes under the influence of the known, individuality, then individuality. Now we have come to that point of the individuality, the seer, the experiencer that I am, and the object seen. It is this separation of the pure self into the two that causes tension and exhaustion, because the most natural state of equilibrium is when this difference between the knower and known is bridged. And how do you bridge this knower and known difference? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Come into the middle. Don't give objects any credence. Don't live a desire oriented life. Please put your audio off, someone, or I'll put it. Huh? Don't give value to the objects. Don't give value to heat and cold. You remember that Shad Urmi? At the body level, heat and cold. At the breath level, hunger and thirst. At the mind level, joys and sorrows. At the intellectual level, praise and insult. This is only a taste. Otherwise, so many opposites are continuously coming to you. Mainly, we divide them into likes and dislikes. I like this food, I don't like that food. I like this lecture, I don't like other lectures. I like this person, I don't like that person. Get out of it. To go beyond likes and dislikes means not allowing any conclusion to precipitate in your mind with reference to any object. It requires extreme alertness initially. That alertness can be generated only if we are committed to the truth. Only if you are committed to the truth, this confidence, this Atma Bala, the inner strength that I will not succumb. And once you have tasted, only once you have to taste yourself without a medium. Meaning, come to be the witness and bang, there you are. After that, you will remain disturbed your whole life to go back to that. or you will remain as that for the rest of your the life of this body. Because that even coming to be the witness, it fills you up because it's the womb of everything. It fills you up so much that it starts overflowing. Your mind starts overflowing. Of what? Of consciousness, of divinity, of oneness. This is what happened to Janak Maharaj when Ashtavakra was talking to him. And Janak Maharaj nowhere said that I understood, that I got it. No. While he was listening, transformation was taking place in him. फिर मेरे तो गिरिधर गोपाल दूसरा न कोई. Then such a person is good for nothing in this world. Then he becomes a sannyasi. It's not that he becomes, I'm using this word that is in common parlance, but then he is continuously on fire. What to do? That alertness is that fire. That alertness of remaining untouched by anything, uninfluenced by anything. Continuously remaining in the middle, in spite of all opposites coming. Some of the things that are coming to you are very, very attractive, some are less attractive, some are repulsive. No reaction. Some are beautiful, some are ugly, no reaction. to remain in the middle. The moment you come into the middle, the fire starts getting generated. Everything starts burning. That's why in our culture, the bindi culture is there. You like it or not, our culture, knowingly or unknowingly, brings your attention to the third eye. The third eye is Prashanti. The third eye is the witness. The third eye is beyond the right and the left. Eye. Call it Sushumna, call it third eye. And the entire population in Sanatan Dharma is putting, the men and women are putting the bindi. Children are also putting the bindi. One day they will ask the question, why am I putting this? Continuously it gets activated. Continuously their attention goes there, knowingly or unknowingly. It's a prakriya, it's a methodology of bringing you back to yourself. So what about those who don't put a bindi? They cannot realize. You have to put bindi. It is this separation of the pure self into the two that causes tension and exhaustion. Because the most natural state of equilibrium is when this difference between the knower and known is bridged. As long as the wave is looking at the objects called other waves, it is in tension of competition, of comparison, of being overtaken, of being swallowed, of the impending death. All it has to do is look deeper into itself. Who the wave? Who's the wave? You, me. Look deeper into itself. And the moment it looks deeper into itself, its attention from its own, firstly, its attention from the other forms. Because the moment you look in, nothing else is available. And if it goes a little bit more deeper, even its own form becomes obsolete. And it comes to realize, I am there. Oh my God, how I am everywhere. Oh my God. Not in that sense. I'm just dramatizing. It was always the moment it goes deep, looks deeper into itself, it comes to realize that it is infinite. The moment we give up the duality of the knower and known, of aham and idam, in other words, when we give up, wean ourselves away from the thoughts. Thoughts are always good, bad, like, dislike, joy, sorrow. They will always be of opposite nature. And if you want to bring it down to more, the opposite is ahamidam. We go beyond that. We are going deeper into ourselves. We find, hey, I am all that there is. And this is a thought-free realization, not through thoughts. How is that possible? You go there and find out. Thought free. Realization that I am all that there is. Just like that wave did. But for that, for looking within and staying within and to completely surrender to that infinitude that its true nature is, it requires courage. It requires courage. It requires a deep urge to know its own true nature. Not referential nature, but true nature. Referential will be I with reference to some object. So if this has not clicked from inside that I want to know myself as I am, I don't care if I sleep or not, I don't care if I work or not, I don't care if I eat or not. Go mad. For yourself, not for the world. Huh? What people will do, that's up to them. But that commitment, that thirst, that another day has passed by, another moment, by day, another moment has passed by. I have to grab this moment. I have to grab this moment. I have to grab this moment. Not the time. I have to be myself. The true joy is only when the duality of Chit, the knower, and Sat, the known, is totally removed. Huh? See how beautifully Swamiji is giving? I is always conscious, isn't it? Object is always inert. Huh? Laptop is inert, book is inert, table is inert, lamp is inert, building is inert, everything is inert. So all idam that is coming as a stimuli to me is inert. But all insentient objects, they may not be conscious because they are not able to reflect consciousness to express through them, but they do exist, isn't it? So their idam is existence. Aham is consciousness. This dichotomy, this division of one infinite consciousness, the pure consciousness, into consciousness and existence, this has to be removed. Aham is consciousness, idam is existence. This either they have to, not either, they have to merge into each other. Either you come to I alone exist, I am conscious existence. That is by neti neti, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, everything you have deleted. But hey, there is still some existence and I am still existing and I am knowing that I am existing. So consciousness and bliss, consciousness and existence, Sat and Chit become one. And the moment this recognition comes about on the seat of meditation or whenever, wherever if we are continuously contemplating in this manner, and it can happen anywhere, Eureka! It can happen anywhere. You don't know when it is going to happen. You're just being alert about it. You're just being available to it. And when it happens, that's it. The duality of that one appearing as two. So these are all this is not in sutras or in Shankar, what do you call the compositions of Shankara, etc. In such detail it is not given. Some things we have to work it out ourselves. Because it's a secret. If everything is given, many places some other Mahatmas have written and they have given it also. But we are so stupid that we can't recognize it still, even after it is given on a platter. And this discovery is only possible when we are subjective in our approach. We are listening, but we are available to the infinite that we are. So here he says, the true joy is only when the duality of Chit and the knower, Chit the knower and Sat the known is totally removed. When Sat and Chit are removed, that is, they merge into each other, then Anand, the bliss, the joy. Only then does Ananda manifest. It is the same truth that expresses as the seen objects and the seer relative subject. In this way, the self sees itself. And therefore, in the various scriptures, it is said that whatever you think, you attract. You must have ordered misery in your life. You must have ordered success in your life. You must have ordered love in your life. You must have. What is your take on the world? If you say it is difficult, the world is going to be difficult. If you think sadhana is easy, then sadhana will be easy. If your take on this today's talk is, yeah, that's so simple, then it is simple. Oh my God, so many words. Dichotomy and knower and known and druk and drushya and subject and object and aham and idam baba 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 baba. This is too much. I'll have to listen again. Then enjoy and get confused. What is our disposition? We make it difficult for us because we are not subjective. We want to know everything through thoughts. Our attention is not on what the thoughts are indicating. You're getting what I'm saying? Our attention, we are not being that which the thoughts are indicating. We are not being the presence in whose presence the thoughts are coming and going. Be that one. You immediately will become still. You bring your attention to your bindi, you will become still. And remember, in one of the meditations I have showed you, that wherever your attention goes, the energy flows, isn't it? The blood flows, the oxygen flows, the energy flows. So if you bring it to your third eye, that's where the energy will flow. Anyway, That's only then does Ananda manifest. It is the same truth that expresses as the Aham and Idam. It is the same truth which expresses as the knower and known. It is the same truth which expresses as the consciousness and existence. It is the same truth which is expressing as subject and object. It is the same truth inside, outside. It is the same truth everywhere. But what is happening to us? Instead of seeing the rope, we are seeing the snake. That is our problem. The rope is the truth here. It's infinite. You have to accept. And this is how a master lives in this world. He sees the self everywhere. Self seeing the self. Therefore, no hatred. Therefore, no love. Therefore, no attachment. Therefore, no detachment. Therefore, no birth, no death. No past, no future. Then what is that? This moment. And this moment filled with the self, the pure consciousness. That's all that there is. Next, again the same. Next, again the same. Next, again the same. How the Supreme Self sees itself as the objective world and fulfills itself as the seer, and how all this transaction is contained within the pure self is now explained. See, this will be from the, we are saying it is Ishwar Advaivat. So, Ishwara knows he is the infinite pure consciousness, and at the same time, he is unaffected by the creation, by the Prakriti, by the Shakti, because he doesn't see the Shakti and her expressions as separate from himself. This is Ishwara's point of view. Huh? ते दृश्यमोटके देखे आपण स्वये दृष्टत्वे तोखे तेची दिठीचे निमुखे माझी दाटे. He, the Paramatma, sees the objective world, drishya, and becomes happy on seeing it. All these countless transactions take place in the pure self. What do we say normally, if you remember? Consciousness with thoughts is called mind. Consciousness with objectivity is called mind. Consciousness where the dichotomy has happened, where the pure consciousness has as if divided itself into subject and object. The moment subject and object is taking place, that very moment, that pure consciousness is called as the mind. At the totality level, it is called as the Shakti or the creation or the Prakriti or the potentiality. That potentiality at the total level is our mind, at the individual level. Because it is this mind, which is nothing but pure consciousness. Initially I struggled with this a lot because I used to think of mind as separate from consciousness. And even after I heard that consciousness alone is appearing as mind, consciousness with thoughts is called mind, with reference to thoughts is called mind, one day it clicked. So can anything in the mind be separate from the mind? Think. Can any wave be separate from water? Not possible. Essentially, it is water only. You are calling it wave, you are calling it froth, you are calling it tide, you are given it different names. You are calling it wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave n. But it is water only. So you are calling it, this is a good thought, this is a bad thought, this is I thought, this is objective thought, this is a subjective thought, this is aham, this is idam, this is... But all, where is it all going on? Where is that expression of the way aham and idam, or where is the expression of all the thoughts taking place? In the mind. And what is mind in essence? Pure consciousness. Only with reference to the thoughts it is called as mind. So why you have to remove all the thoughts to recognize it as consciousness? Let it happen. But for our understanding, don't create a division between yourself and the mind. We are going into all inclusiveness. Neti we are left behind. We are going to all inclusiveness. We are trying to see how everything is that divine. Just like, for example, how have all the shlokas come from? They have come from words. Where have all the words come from? They have come from consonants and vowels. They have come from consonants. Where have all the consonants come from? They have come from the vowels. Where have the vowels come from? They have come from Om. Where has the Om come from? From that one. It is his natural sound. So we are lost in the variety because it's easy to interact with it, because it has got a form, because it has a beginning and an end, because I can grasp it, because I can interact with it, because I can see, hear, touch, feel, taste, think about it, I can conceptualize it. But if I go to the source of everything, it is infinity, which I cannot grasp, I cannot communicate, I cannot, it has got no form, it has got no qualities, it has got no attributes, it cannot be conceptualized. And therefore people keep running after the objects. पता नहीं है कि नहीं है यार. अरे है कि नहीं है, नहीं तू ही है. You are that. तत्त्वमसि. Here we are trying to show how that one alone is everything. So no more running around to control my senses, I have to control my mind, I have to control my breath, I have to control my body, I have to control my wife, I have to control my husband, I have to control my children. छोड़ दो सब कुछ. Let it all flow naturally. See everything as the divine. Then you are in tune. Then how much value you give to the dream world, that much value you will give to this world. Oh my God! 50 years of slogging and becoming a professional and earning the money and investing in the properties, and you are telling me give it all up? That you have to find the courage within yourself. If this thought is there, oh my God, all this छोड़ना पड़ेगा. छोड़ो मत. See it as the play of divine. Normally we say Leela of the divine, play of divine, sport of the divine. Then start doing something that your mind, if the mind says hold it, give it away. If the mind says give it away, hold it. You know how your mind functions, certain patterns. Start doing opposite just to see, does the mind react? If the mind is reacting, it still requires, it needs to come to the equanimity. It has not come yet. The I is reacting. A point where it does not matter, then it is good. Anyway, this Supreme Self, what's the time? This Supreme Self who has become the Drushya Padartha, Drushya, that is which is seen, just for the fun of it, who has just sport. The Supreme has become the object just for the fun of it. And we have taken it seriously. My house, my body, my disease, my health. For the fun of it, he becomes very happy that he is seeing something different every time. The I, okay, we are talking from Supreme point of view. Because the Supreme, he sees the variety, he is seeing the variety not as separate to himself, he is seeing new versions of himself. Just like the ocean is seeing new versions of itself called waves every moment, thousands and millions of them. Wow, I look like this, wow. Wow, continuous wow. All this transaction of the appearance of the objective world in endless variety is going on in the same container, the consciousness, wherein at some point subject-object relationship is taking place. Where is the endless variety is going on of the waves? In the container called the ocean. Where is the endless variety of thoughts of the subject-object? Where are they going on? In the container called the mind. I gave you one meditation some other day. Instead of thinking of the thoughts, be attentive of the container called the mind in which the thoughts are appearing. and disappearing. You will vanish. Don't go to sleep. The individuality will vanish. And in its place, infinity will express. This is another meditation which you can practice. Our problem is Om, Om, Om. Our attention is on the thoughts. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah. Our attention is on thoughts. Bring this slight change in your approach. Keep chanting Om Namah Shivaya, keep chanting your japa, but bring your attention to the container called the mind where these thoughts are coming and going. Oh. Sudden silence will come. It will take you over. For the 20 years that you have been doing japa, 30 years you have been doing japa, in one moment it will fructify. It will give a result. नहीं तो लगे रहो वही करी मध्यमा पश्यंती para. Arey, am I in para? I think I'm in para. Swamiji, am I in para? Attention on the mind, the container. In the ocean of pure consciousness, the potentiality of wave can manifest at any point, at any time, like the jackfruit tree can produce the fruit at any point in its total body. Just like the ocean can produce a wave anywhere on the surface of the ocean. You cannot say the wave will only appear there because the previous wave was there. At any given point on the surface of the ocean, the potential to express as wave is there. Correct? Just like on the entire surface of our body, the potential for the for the disease to express is there. Any moment. Correct? Hunger can express only in the tummy, but the disease can appear anywhere on the body. Same way, on the surface of the pure consciousness, here the teacher is saying that the potentiality of a thought wave anywhere, it can come on the surface of the mind, it can come in the middle of the mind, it can come in the far recessive subconscious mind. अरे आ रहा आ गया तेरे की पकड़ लो. Here the teacher is giving you a vision of how to look at your own thoughts. How to look at your own thoughts. Important is not how you look at the world. It is important is how you look at your own thoughts. Do you consider them a problem? Because thought alone have made the world. You cannot know the world without thoughts. So do you think your thoughts are a problem? Change. Majority of the people are a problem to themselves because they are seeing the snake instead of the rope. The subject-object relationship can manifest at any point in the consciousness, experience the world and go back, meaning every thought eruption in our mind must bring us back to being the pure consciousness. It is not that this is the pure consciousness and this is the thought. No. It is one. Thought also I am, no thought also I am. Many thoughts also I am. And how do you interact with that? That all these thoughts I am uninfluenced by these thoughts. This is my glory. If every thought is your glory, you will be very careful what you are thinking. In the sense, initial stages, at this, you will be very, very careful what type of thoughts you entertain, what type of words you use to communicate, what type of actions you perform, what type of company you keep, what type of movies and serials you watch. Suddenly it translates into a very alert living. So every thought must remind us, must bring us to be the consciousness that we are. That consciousness alone is expressing as this body, breath, mind, intellect through its potentiality. That pure consciousness alone is expressing as the variety of the total world. To recognize the world at that level, that it is all divine, first you have to accept that the thoughts are divine. Thoughts are nothing but pure consciousness. The moment it clicks that the pure consciousness itself has manifested or dichotomy, we can't say manifest, dichotomized, divided, as if it has divided itself into subject and object. Then subject is also divine, object is also divine. Acceptance of this fact will result in a divinized mind. And the moment mind is divinized, then senses are divinized. Then what you see is divinized, what you hear is divine, what you taste is divine, what you smell is divine. Everything is divine after that. है ना, मजेदार है ना? The way of the approach, dnyaneshwar Maharaj. Mast. It is as if the waves come out of the mouth of the ocean and go back. In this way, the Supreme Self itself is the objective world and fulfills itself as the seer, just like a man or woman finding contentment in becoming father or mother. So all the waves is the infinite waters. The witness, the ocean, is the infinite water. The individual I is the infinite water. So when we talk of creation, when we talk of multiplicity, then that creation or multiplicity expresses at two levels, samashti, vyashti, totality and individuality. Totality, ocean. Individuality, wave. Individuality, I. Totality, total I. That's the game. And what is pure consciousness? that and none of that. So what is pure consciousness? It is full of the variety, and even if that variety is not there, it is empty of the variety, it is still as it is, the pure consciousness. So what is pure consciousness? It is that which is fully empty or empty fully. This is the point. The reason I am remembering this empty fully or fully empty, this used to be my meditation before I went to the ashram. For months I meditated on, I didn't meditate on it, I came to recognize that it is like that. कुछ नहीं है, सब कुछ है. तब ये नहीं पता था कि वो ही मैं हूँ. I didn't know that I am that. I recognized the game of the mind, that it is empty and full, but I didn't realize that consciousness is both. उसके लिए वेदांत पढ़ना पड़ता है. Or you don't have to study, but if there was some guide at that time, but then Swamiji came into our life and it happened. Well, it's happening still. So, the Supreme Self itself is the objective world and fulfills itself as the seer, just like a man or woman finding contentment in becoming father or mother. The pure consciousness finds fulfillment in becoming the seer. Seer cannot appear without seen. Seer independently cannot happen. And the moment the seer and seen come, they become the cause of other thoughts. So who's the first seer and the seen? Ishwar and Prakriti, Ishwar and Shakti. In Amrutanubhava, who is the father and mother? Shiva Shakti. Then what happened? The Shiva Shakti became the cause of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Saraswati, Lakshmi and Gauri. Then what happened? Then the space, air, fire, water, earth came. Then the Devatas came, various other potentialities expressed. And that multiplicity of variety of names and forms just kept going on, and it is still going on. Then what has happened? Nothing has happened. Yet everything is happening. Coming and going of the waves, so much is happening. But actually nothing is happening, because water is water. Isn't it? This the Ishvara knows. The day you come to know it, there is no difference between you and Ishvara. Then you will also walk around oblivious, in bliss. Free from survival. Because I am all that there is. Then people will call you mad. Your own creation will call you mad. Your own creation will suspect you. But this is the journey of the saint. He doesn't care because the vision has transformed. So also the pure consciousness finds contentment in seeing all the drishya right within itself and nowhere else. Such a saint, such a Mahatma, who is realized he is the pure consciousness, then he sees the whole world not outside but within himself. How he sees the world within himself? Just like Krishna showed to Yashoda, have you makkan khaya hai? Nahi. Jhoot bolta hai? And the mother saw the whole universe. That is a pictorial way. There is no right and wrong. From pure consciousness point of view, there is no right and wrong, because pure consciousness is right also and wrong also. Is full also and empty also. But there is a difference. It supports all the duality. It supports all the duality. Pure consciousness supports all the duality, expresses through all the duality, but is unaffected by the duality. Duality, variety, whatever, multiplicity. Sun supports the duality of the day and night. Without the sun, day and night is not possible, but it is unaffected by the day and night. The mud is unaffected by the variety of pots. The gold is unaffected by the variety of ornaments. Ocean or the waters are unaffected by the variety of the waves and oceans and etc. Same way, pure consciousness is unaffected. And why it is unaffected? Because it recognizes it is all me without a thought. Consciousness by nature is infinite. It is not individual, nor is it total. Just like you say, light by nature is bright, illumination. Similarly, consciousness by nature is infinite, all pervasive. It is not becoming pervasive because we are saying it is pervasive. It is by nature pervasive. It is by nature self-illumined. It is by nature homogeneous. It is by nature eternal, nitya, shuddha, buddha, mukta. It's not all that because we are using words. It is its nature. So also the pure consciousness finds contentment in seeing all the drishya right within itself and nowhere else. However, in all these transactions of relative expressions of seer and seen, knower, known, etc., the oneness of the pure self is never lost. What happens in individuality? It gets lost. We think that way. What is being impressed on our mind? That it is never lost. The day we accept that we have never lost ourselves, in spite of waking dream and deep sleep, I am still the same. These are just coming and going. They are my glory. All the good and the bad, the space, time, objectivity, everything is the glory of the pure consciousness that I am. Then you have migrated in an instant from individuality to totality, the Ishvara. Instantly. Doesn't take long. The journey becomes long, and the need for sadhana comes about because of the non-acceptance, because of the insistence. It is difficult, it is that, I think I cannot do it, I think you want to think of excuses, but there are no excuses. If you come to satsang, all excuses will be snatched away. And you will be delivered to yourself. Uh, the oneness of the pure self is never lost. So don't lose yourself in individuality. Don't lose yourself in father, mother, daughter, sister. The only way to come out of that is accept that you are the man and the woman originally. Then you will be able to see the roles and the drama of the roles that is going on. You get lost when you take that role as the real. Similarly, when we take the expression of body, breath, mind, panchakoshas as real, we forget the life that is expressing through it, because we have taken that to be real. So here the teacher first told us in 31st verse, this whole theme that is going on is drugdrushya, seer seen, inquiry is going on. And he showed that ignorance and knowledge both are, the witness is beyond the both. Then in this particular verse, he is saying that the pure consciousness is everything. So one totally opposite stance from the previous verse. And now he is going to tell in the next verse how this oneness is ever maintained is stated in the next OV. How do you maintain it? How do you build up, if I want to use the word, how do you build up the stamina? How did you build up the stamina to think about your children and nothing but the children for so many decades? How did you build up the stamina of thinking nothing but about your body and health and hunger and thirst and breakfast, lunch, dinner, morning, after 10 o'clock coffee, 4 o'clock coffee, and 10 o'clock milk? Whole day thinking that way only. Some ladies who came with us to the yatra, this time on Kailash, the day we came back from the Kailash yatra, throughout the yatra for 18 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, coffee, bus, entry tickets, everything was taken care of. They don't have to use their brain for anything. And they were feeling so free. And this I heard 2-3 ladies. When they came back, and the next morning, that evening, we got together for dinner in the restaurant. Oh, suddenly, all that excitement and the enthusiasm and the joy. Now suddenly the talk was, Arey yaar, tomorrow I will reach Melbourne and again I'll have to think about what I have to make for breakfast, what I have to make for lunch, what I have to prepare for dinner, what will the children take to uni for school, for breakfast. Whole day goes only thinking in that. So we want, now what has happened there? This versus that. Here, the Dnyaneshwar Maharaj is saying, don't divide the world into this versus that. Melbourne versus Kailash, family versus spirituality. No, be all inclusive. See it all as your own glory. And how do we build up the stamina to remain in that remain in that disposition where we see that everything is our own glory? That will be our next topic. We will see it on our next class, whenever it is. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om, everyone. Tomorrow evening and day after tomorrow evening is the talk in Hallam. I'll put it in the Wednesday Gita and Shamsam. And Saturday, please, I'll send you the address and phone number. Oh, he has already put it. Narayan has already put it. So please come. We can go all together in some car, 2-3 cars, and they will be happy. But let them know that we are coming. We means you are coming. I am going. I know.
We will see, Swami. It's quite far.
I
If
know.
someone is there to drive,
I know.
I will go.
I know. Okay. Take care.